Huey P. Newton. Does that name mean anything to you? Do you know who Huey P. Newton is? Are you familiar with what Huey P. Newton is responsible for? My name is Sean Laffin. I'm a captain in the Oakland Fire Department, and I have been fortunate enough to learn about Huey P. Newton because of the fact that I work in the city of Oakland. Huey P. Newton was the leader of the Black Panther Party, along with Bobby Seale, should I say founder. Huey P. Newton is going to be remembered very differently by a whole lot of different people based on their perception of the time, based on how they saw Huey P. Newton. For me personally, I've had the opportunity to sit at the table with people who were around when Huey P. Newton was in the city of Oakland, when he was doing things with the Black Panther Party in the city of Oakland. Huey P. Newton is remembered by the people of the city of Oakland, by the members of my fire department, in a very positive light. Many other people probably do not have that same perspective of who Huey P. Newton was. However, J. Edgar Hoover made it very clear that Huey P. Newton and his Black Panther Party were going to be one of the greatest threats to the internal security of our country. People who believe in what J. Edgar Hoover was saying are going to remember Huey P. Newton in a much different light than the gentleman that I sit at the table with and ask questions about Huey P. Newton too. The people that I sit at the table with remember Huey P. Newton as being a person who protected the black community from the oppressive nature of the police of the time. The people who I sit at the table with draw conclusions and draw back to a time when Huey P. Newton was leading the charge on equal rights. He was bringing together the Gay Liberation Front, the Women's Liberation Movement. He was making sure that he had more allies, that he was bringing as many people into his Black Panther Party as possible, and that is why he became such a feared member of the community, to the point that the FBI actually called him such a great threat. Huey P. Newton started many, many programs in the city of Oakland that are still intact today, that are still alive and well. Through his Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton was able to start a breakfast program. Huey P. Newton had a stoplight installed at 55th and Market, right in the district where I work, to protect students that were underserved at the time in an area, a district that was very poor, but nobody was paying attention. And that's what Huey brought, was enlightenment to issues that needed to be brought to light at the time. Huey P. Newton may not be remembered along the lines of a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X. He may not even go in the history books as being the greatest person that ever lived. But when you work in the city of Oakland and you have the ability to hear the stories, to talk to people who are around, to actually speak to the person who responded when Huey P. Newton was shot and killed on the streets of Oakland, it makes for a different memory. It makes for a very real experience. I'm able to get firsthand knowledge as to how the citizens of Oakland remember him. When I go into homes, I see pictures of Huey P. Newton sitting in his wicker chair underneath of those African shields, holding that shotgun with that spear next to it. On the other side is a picture of John F. Kennedy, and on the other side is a picture of Martin Luther King. This is how Huey P. Newton is remembered in the city of Oakland. Huey P. Newton is remembered as a revolutionary, a person who brought to light the oppressive nature that the Oakland Police Department was imposing upon the citizens of Oakland. That revolution spread throughout the country. I don't think that people realize how influential Huey P. Newton was. I really don't even think that the young people that are involved in the Black Lives Matter movements understand that Huey P. Newton is at the root of their movement. If they were to go back and learn that history, they would remember. They would know why they're out doing what they're doing. And it is really and truly and honestly based in what Huey P. Newton did. How Huey P. Newton is remembered will forever be up to the perspective of the people who are around him. All I can give you is the firsthand experience that I've had in sitting at the firehouse table and interviewing kind of firehouse table talk of how Huey P. Newton is remembered. And he's remembered in a very positive light.